Everybody here has it. Oh my gosh.
All right, this is body cam video from earlier this year when a Miami student admitted to Oxford police that he was hosting a party despite testing positive for COVID-19. Now, colleges and universities across the country are responding to the pandemic in dramatically different ways.
Well, some schools ban students from on-campus housing and classes if they refuse to take a COVID test. Other universities don't require students get tested at all. The WCPO 9 team digging into the policies and practices of 9 universities in the tri-state. Here is Chief Investigative Reporter Craig Cheatham.
Like everyone on the Northern Kentucky University campus, Lexi Salomon is required to wear a face mask and stay at least 6 feet from others.
A lot of the students who are on campus are doing a great job, like social distancing and keeping our masks on.
But Salomon, a 19-year-old second-year elementary education major from Anderson Township, says some of NKU's mandates go too far.
There's a reason I didn't live on campus this year, and it was because they were being so strict about certain rules.
Students living on the NKU campus are required to complete a daily online COVID self-assessment to determine their risk of exposure. Students living off campus and all NKU employees are required to complete the same COVID review before arriving on campus.
We decided to take a different approach and just assume everyone is always infectious at all times, and we need to shape our behavior accordingly.
Valerie Hardcastle, the executive director of the NKU St. Elizabeth Healthcare Institute for Health Innovation, is leading NKU's COVID prevention and response efforts. She says NKU also increased online classes to reduce the number of people in classrooms on campus.
67% of our courses this semester are online. Only 18% are fully face-to-face.
The WCPO 9 team examined the COVID-related policies and practices of 9 public and private universities in the Cincinnati area and throughout Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. We compared their approaches with recommendations by health experts.
There isn't the national mandate or even guidelines for how often college students should be tested for COVID-19. But a recent study by researchers at Harvard and Yale determined that in order for college campuses to reopen safely, students should be tested at least twice a week.
NKU, Xavier, and UC encourage students to get tested and offer it on campus, but don't require it. UC conducts random voluntary student tests every week.
So far, we haven't seen the need to make it mandatory.
Dr. Chris Lewis, UC's Vice Provost of Academic Programs and part of the university's COVID response team, says 11,000 UC students signed up to use an app that enables them to do a self-assessment and find resources.
Press a few buttons and you're done, and you know what to do, and you know how to contact the health resources and get the medical advice that you need. It is a huge part of our strategy.
UC, Xavier, NKU, the University of Kentucky, Ohio State, and the University of Dayton require you to wear masks outdoors on campus, even if you are practicing social distancing. But some students have ignored the risk.
You tested positive for COVID?
Yes.
Over Labor Day weekend, an Oxford police officer's body camera recorded a Miami University student admitting that he and other students were hosting an off-campus party, even though they had tested positive for COVID-19.
So everybody here has it.
You're direct.
Oh my gosh.
Miami has mandatory testing for students. The university only offered online courses for the first month of the fall semester, an approach criticized by Dr. Deborah Burks, White House COVID response coordinator.
It's actually, at this point, more dangerous to both the students and the communities to have universities close or create the perception of the closure of going to exclusively online.
This week, with COVID cases among Miami students trending down and new widespread testing, the university started in-person classes.
The biggest challenge for universities may be coming soon. Last month, CDC Director Robert Redfield said COVID-19 will make this fall the worst ever for public health. On the UC campus, Craig Cheatham, WCPO 9 I-Team.